Good morning. What's your full name?
Morning, my name is Siti Nurapipa.
Can I see your identification, please?
Yes, of course, this.
Thank you. Let's talk about emotional. How do you usually deal with stress?
I usually manage stress by trying not to overthink the things that cause it. When I start feeling overwhelmed, I have several ways to calm myself down. For example, sometimes I go to sleep because resting helps me reset my mind and body. Other times, I prepare to be alone for a while to gather my thoughts without distraction. If I feel really emotional, I might even cry, as I believe it's a healthy way to release tension. Listening to the music is another method I use. It helps me relax and lifts my mood. O- Occasionally, I go out to nature or peaceful place to heal or recharge my energy.
Do you think you're good in managing your emotion?
I think I'm quite good at managing my stress because I can usually stay calm and find ways to cope. However, I admit that sometimes when the pressure builds up too much and I reach my limit, I do have moments where I suddenly get angry or frustrated. In those moments, I feel like my emotions explode because I couldn't hold them in any longer.
What do you usually take when you feel strong emotion, like angry, sad, or excited?
Initially, when I feel strong emotion, I tend to keep them to myself. I prepare not to immediately share my feelings because I want to process them quietly first. But after my emotions have calmed down, I usually open up to my closest friend or my younger sibling. Talking to them helps me feel support and less alone with what I'm going through.
What do you do to stay emotionally healthy?
To maintain my mental and emotional health, I try to adopt an attitude of not worrying exactly about things that are beyond my control or not important. I often remind myself that those situations are temporary and it will pass. This mindset helps me stay positive and reduce the impact of stress of my life. Taking care of my emotional well-being is very important to me because I want to stay balanced and enjoy life fully. One event that really shocked my emotional state happened when the study group for a project were defeated unfairly. I felt very upset because I believed that group should be performed fairly and evenly, not just by putting all the active or high performing students together. When my opinion and wishes were ignored by the class leader, I got very angry. It felt like my voice didn't matter, which made me feel frustrated and emotionally disturbed. To deal with this emotion, I work on boosting my self-confidence and reminding myself that my group members also have hidden talents and strengths. I try to believe in their abilities and stay positive despite the unfair situation. This experience taught me the importance of trusting others and not letting anger take over my emotional health. It also showed me that sometimes things may may not go as planned, but we can still make the best of the situation by adjusting our mindset.
How important is emotional health compared to physical health?
Emotional health is just as important as physical health. They are interconnected. If you are physically fit but emotionally drained, You make stress related issues like high blood pressure or weakened immunity. On the flip side, good emotional health boosts motivation for exercise and better sleep. Overall, neglecting one harm the other, so balance both for a fulfilling life.
Why do some people find difficult to express their emotion?
Many people struggle due to cultural norms that view emotion as weakness, especially in places where toughness is prized. Past trauma, like childhood experience where feelings were dismissed, can make vulnerability scary. Fear of judgment or rejection also play a role. People were it'll lead to conflict or loss of control. Plus, some simply lack the skill from not being taught emotional literacy early on.
Do you think school need to teach emotional intelligence?
Absolutely yes. School focus on academics, but emotional intelligence EQ skill like self-awareness, empathy, and stress management are crucial for real-world success. Teaching EQ could reduce bullying, improve relationship, and even boost academic performance by helping kids handle frustration. It's not just nice to have, it is essential for mental relations in today's fast-paced world.
How does social media affect on people emotional well-being?
Social media has a double-edged impact. Positively, it connects people, offers support community, and boosts self-esteem through positive interaction. But negatively, constant comparison to perfect lives lead to anxiety, FOMO, fear of missing out, and depression. Studies how heavy use correlates with lower mood, cyberbullying, and doom scrolling amplify stress. So, mindful use, like limit and real life balance, is a key to protection emotional health.